Take two.
Okay, there are starving kids in Africa that have literally no clean water to drink, and I'm talking to these two. They went to Africa, and when they came home, could you imagine coming back home from Africa and going now to the grocery store where there's food everywhere and just crying in the grocery store because you now have a whole new perspective? For some context, we're at the Aquascape Academy learning business stuff, but I met these two, and you guys have actually gone to Africa and helped build rainwater systems. But tell the story, and it's cool if you want to be vulnerable.
Well, we went with the Aquascape Foundation, whose goal is to bring clean drinking water to those in need. They might have access to water, but it's in horrific conditions. You would never ever drink the things these poor kids and families are drinking. Personally, it was life-changing for me because I'm a middle class, I don't really want for anything. I'm very fortunate. And having been on a few of these foundation projects, it was very humbling and gave me a new perspective on life, to the point where when I came home from one of them, I was telling them both the story of I walked into the food store because we needed just food, and we'd been gone for a while, and I couldn't even go shopping. I was overwhelmed by looking around me at the waste and the just how people just took for granted what they had. And I started to cry. I told my husband, grab the milk, grab the bread, and get me the hell out of there. But you just come home and you can't assimilate back into society for quite a while. Everything you look at is wasteful, and you just take it for granted. We're very fortunate, in my opinion, to live where we live and have access to everything. But I think it's really important to try to remember those, including in our own country, that may not have access to the things we do, and see what we can do to help them. How about you, Chris?
Wow.
How did you feel when you came home after the first
Yeah,
project?
my big thing when I came back was I noticed like every drink of water. Every time you fill up a glass with water, and then also complaining was not like you didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear any complaining from anybody about anything because we don't really have anything to complain about here. So that was the biggest thing for me. And then, like you said, it's tough to assimilate, to come back and forget. Well, you don't even want to forget, but try to work through what you've just seen for 2 weeks. And
it's a little traumatizing in some respects. You've volunteered to go do this. You've put the hard work in. It's a choice, and then once you do it the one time, you want to do it again and again and again, because these people, it's a real need. And no matter what you do, whether it's helping fund for groups to go to pay their way and help them get there to do it, because a lot of folks don't have physically or mentally be able to take those challenges on, or just bear in mind there's other things out there. The United States is not the only place in the world, and there are people suffering all over the world. Anything you can do for anything that's close and near and dear to your heart would help.
Wow.
yeah, it's an amazing country that we live in, and it is really, like Diane said, it's not like that everywhere. What we have here is excessive, and there's no other country like it, really.
No.
And we're really fortunate and blessed to be here, because what I've seen over there was
No, I would not.
they'll never even experience this plethora of stuff that we have, and water and food.
Yeah, it changes your outlook. You're more considerate, you're more conscious, you're more, especially with the environment, the waste of the just like said, if I see a half full water bottle sitting around, it drives me crazy that somebody's just left there. In Africa, remember, if we put a bottle down that we were still using, like you say, you put it down, you turn around and do something, you turn around, it was gone. The kids were snapping them up. They were saving the bottles so they could gather water, and the places they were gathering them from were not nice.
Mud
Puddles,
muddy water
hooves in the ground, they were getting it out of, because that's what they had access to from the animals, the marshlands. But they would take any little bit of water they could have and drink it. And these kids all had distended bellies and
From parasites?
Oh yeah, the parasites, yeah.
Their heads are all shaved because of lice.
Yeah. But they were happy. How happy were they? They did not know any better.
No, yeah, I like, that's the most amazing part of the whole thing, was that these people, the kids, all the people, were the most loving, caring, happiest, joyful people I've ever met in my life.
So
I agree.
When you're there, do you ever, like, at night, you go back and you break down and cry and stuff? Like, does that
No, I don't think so.
No, not while we're there. You're pretty focused on what you're doing. You're with your friends, and there's all this thing is happening. Like you're thinking about the next day, and there's not
And
a lot of time.
you're
for that.
making fun of each other from the day of things that occurred, and nothing is off limits.
Right.
So everybody's picking on everybody. We're having fun. We're laughing. It's a big family. You really, like Chris, I didn't really know you before then.
Right.
You didn't know me.
Right.
And you know, it's family. It's a common bond that will never be broken because it's
Correct.
an experience we shared. It was a traumatizing experience in some ways.
Traumatizing, yeah.
Yeah, it's-
I would
yeah.
be if I went and I saw
Yeah.
like little kids suffering. I wouldn't be able to
But
go
the
home
thing is, you see
to
them,
my luxurious
and
lifestyle.
They're not
They're
suffering.
not suffering. They're smiling. They're
We
laughing.
think to
they're,
us it's suffering.
to them, they're not. So it's almost insulting to them that you think, like, from what I understand through certain conversations, is they don't want to have pity on them. They don't, and
No,
the
they
kids
don't
are
even
just,
want us to come in. They don't want us to come in and like be looked at as the people with the money that are coming to
Yeah.
save them. Even we're just there to provide this thing,
Service.
Yeah, this thing as contractors that in the end that will benefit their village when it's over with. They're not unhappy people. They're
No.
not miserable. They're not like
They're not
whining and crying
sad
about their
or-
condition at all.
It's just their lot in life, and they
So-
don't know any better.
Because they
They've
don't
never
even have
been
like
anywhere.
cable TV or internet to even watch.
No.
Dude, they just love. I
They
mean,
love seeing themselves on. How about you show the
Oh,
kids
yeah.
they've never seen pictures of themselves, and you get your cell phone out and you take a picture, and they're like giggling all over and hanging on you and take a picture of me. And remember Tom
Yeah.
Smith took Polaroids?
Ah, he took this little Polaroid camera and was giving the kids pictures of themselves. Some of them would ask for two because their mother
Their mom
that had never
wanted
seen a
one.
picture of them.
So sweet.
Or didn't have a picture of them.
Yeah.
So they would take it home to their mother.
It's just humbling, like how far we've come and how fortunate we are. And then you go and you are going into a third world country, and it's
It was
very
a mess.
humbling.
But to them, it's they're so proud of their country. They're so proud of their culture. And,
Yeah.
And their families are so important to them. It was just an experience to see
Yeah.
that they were not brought down by their circumstances.
Great way to put it. Yeah. And at the end, they would have a big celebration. Remember, they would dance for us and the music, and they would put all their finest clothes on. Oh, the vibrant colors, the women. Oh, and the women were so gracious. How about it?
I had that one lady that came from the village somewhere.
Yeah.
Every day through I don't even know where she came from.
She came up.
She just
yeah.
came to hang out with us
Yeah.
all day long.
She
Just
wanted to see what was
couldn't
going
understand
on.
a word we were saying. We could not understand a word she was saying.
Smiled at us.
Just
And
smiled and gave us hugs and hung out.
yeah, it was great.
The people there were incredible.
It's an awesome experience. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Life changing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life changing. Absolutely.
Thanks. Do you guys have any links or video clips or anything at all that I could put in the link in the description below this video if they want some context, you guys, if you want to
Get
see
that
it?
thing from
Aquascape Foundation through Carla, right? Because she has videos of the projects.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going
so
to put a link in the
those,
description
right?
below.
Yeah, and there's a really
For the
good video
Aquascape
of our
Foundation.
trip that Lisa
Oh,
made.
Lisa, yes, that should be on. Yeah, just check
Yeah.
with Carla. Yeah, and get them from Carla or Lisa. She's a photographer.
Oh, I met her yesterday. She's
Yeah.
the one who took the pictures
Yes.
of all the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's got a great link, but it really in detail shows the bond between us, the work we do, the bond with the communities.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to take what we do in fairly wealthy people's backyards, right? Building
A luxury
ornamental-
item.
a luxury item, and use the same technology and the same skills that we've developed to do that for wealthy people here in America, and use it to benefit a village of 1,000 for 11 months, provide
Wow.
clean drinking water.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Ooh, I hope. And you know what? Create.